Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well. We're back here on the 2 hour chart for silver on Sunday, November 4th. And due to the large haircut that silver took on Friday, where it was down $1.40 on the day, the price of silver has fallen right back into this downward trading channel that had been made throughout the month of October. And in our last video, we had talked about a potential move to the upside since our level of resistance was broken through. However, that move to the upside failed, and not only did it fail, but we did crash through our level of support right in this area here with a quick move to the downside. Now, over the next couple days, I'm going to be watching the price to see what happens since we are within another level of support in here, which is right in the current level where silver is trading at now. So I'm going to be watching to see if this downward channel continues or if we are able to make some support in this area and gain some side-to-side consolidation once again for a potential move upward. I'd also just like to take the time to answer a couple questions that we've gotten recently in relation to coin roll hunting. The first question comes from Cow Tipping Rocks, and they ask, do you keep or sell what you find? Right now, we've been keeping everything that we've gained through coin roll hunting, mainly because we think that the prices of copper, nickel, and silver will be going higher in the future, and we want these assets in order to protect ourselves from a depreciating dollar. Now, if we were coin roll hunting on a much larger scale, where we were going through a couple dozen boxes a week and sorting them through a Rydale or some other machine, then in that case it might make sense to sell a little bit off every week. But since we're only doing 1 or 2 boxes a week of the pennies and nickels, we're just going to be keeping everything and using it as a hedge against inflation. Our second question comes in the form of a private message, and since it's not public and I didn't get the permission of the sender, I won't give out their screen name. However, they ask in relation to the penny, which dates do you guys separate out for numismatic value? My brother and I only separate 2 groups of pennies for numismatic value. The first group are the King George V pennies, which are from 1920 to 1936. And the second group are the King George VI pennies, and those go from 1937 to 1952. So we don't separate the penny so much by decade for numismatic value. We separate it based on the portrait that's on the penny itself. Now, I have also seen some people separate as a separate group for numismatic value the Young Queen portrait. However, we don't do that, nor do we separate out the 1967 Centennial penny, which some people do as well. And you can tell which those ones are just because they have the bird on the penny. I believe it's a dove. We just keep the Young Queens and the 1967 pennies for their copper value, and don't keep those separate for numismatic value. Our third question also comes in the form of a private message, and they ask, is it worthwhile to search dimes and quarters for silver? Have either of you done it in the past? The answer to that is we have done both in the past. However, with questions like this, I don't feel comfortable definitively stating yes or no either way, that it is worth your time to search through dimes and quarters. Based on our own results, we've stopped doing quarters just because we hadn't found anything in a couple of boxes, and we have done all right with silver dimes. But the best way to tell is just to go out and get a couple of boxes of each for yourself. You just never know if your region is different than mine, and you're going to be able to find a lot more dimes than we have. And also, too, some people just enjoy the aspect of the hunt itself. So even though you may not find any silver quarters over the course of maybe 10 or 20 boxes, you do get that one box later on down the road that turns up 5 silver quarters. And some people find that that's worth the time in and of itself. So we're going to keep searching silver dimes. We find it worthwhile our time based on our own results. We've stopped doing the looking for silver quarters. However, my best advice is just to get a couple of boxes of each and see what you can find based on your own results. And our final question comes from I'm Quad, and they ask, how much could you sell the 1952 King George penny for? And to answer this question, I'm going to direct you guys over to coinsincanada.com. They're a great resource for all types of information on different Canadian coins, including potential sale prices. And just going down to look at the prices, The answer to the question is unfortunately not very much. Depending on the grade and quality and condition of the coin, they can start anywhere from 3 cents and go all the way up to $2.30, and that's for if it's a circulated coin. However, there are a number of errors and varieties with the 1952 penny. So again, if you have a 1952 penny, which is the reason you're asking, just go ahead and take a look to see if it's an error or a variety, in which case it would be worth much more than the prices listed for just a normal circulated 1952 penny. So that's all the questions, guys. Thank you so much for sending them. If you have any more questions, go ahead and either private message me or just list them down in the comments below. I'm more than happy to answer questions. If you guys also have something to add on these questions in particular, please feel free to put them down in the comments below. I would love to see all of your takes on the answers to these questions as well. Be on the lookout this week. I'm going to be following the price of silver throughout the week, as well as also start a new series on some myths for gold. I'm going to try to debunk some of the common arguments that are made to support a position against the gold standard. So if you guys like some economic issues such as the gold standard, be on the lookout for that as well. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, that's always greatly appreciated. As always, that's it for now, guys. Hope you had a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon.